Hello, in this video I shall be discussing or analyzing a topic. The topic is policy framework must be in step with technology. That is, the policies made by government that they must all involve technology in it. Because recently we have seen the growth of technology so much that emerged in between the end of 20th century and the beginning of 21st century. So this technology has done a lots of strides in our day-to-day life and in the industries and economies of countries. So the policy making must have a shift to involving more technology. So this is the topic that I'm going to analyze, and I shall be discussing various heads under this. First we shall see a law called Moore's law. Moore's law says that computing capabilities have surged faster than capabilities in traditional industries. So computing, that is information technology, IT capacities have increased so much in industries than traditional industries that are just mere industries without any technology. So this is the current trend that we are seeing based on Moore's law. This is also practicality which we are witnessing today. Because of this information, the technologies have grown so much, and the industries have become information based technology industries and electronic based industries, software based industries. So there is a major shift in the industrial working also, and industrial working is the major thing in any economy. So we can say that economy shifted more towards technology as a whole, and because of this there is a shift in economy as the new currency has emerged to be information. Information in software terms we call it as data. So data has become the new currency today. This is the major shift in economies of all the countries. So firstly we shall see how data has become a new currency, because data is adding a lot of value to goods. For example, we take a good called automobile. So this is a traditional good. For just a traditional good like automobile, we place so many components to make it a final good, and amongst all those components 40% are electronic based. So 40% needs technology. So this is the importance of technology in making a traditional good. And next we have electric goods like electric vehicles. So for making electric vehicles we need 100 million lines of code. So lines of code is data. So because of this data only we are able to make electric vehicles. So that is a huge value addition to automobiles. And the next thing is metal based equipment in industries. In industries we use a lot of machinery, and all of that is majorly metal based, and that metal based machines are now digitized and electronified to make them more efficiently working. So that is increasing the capacity of industry, and that industrial output or manufacturing sector will be improved because of this, and finally the economies will be developed. So there will be economic development majorly because of technology. So these are some examples. So there is a shift to this technology from just mere physical goods, as we have seen in the examples of automobile, metal based machines and all. And because of this there will be a huge increase in demand by the customers for these goods. So customers will be more inclined to buy these technology made goods because they are very efficient and they have more value than these mere physical objects, and they are more controllable. Whichever good is given technology into it will be more controllable by the humans. So more controllable goods would have more demand. So that's how demand increases, manufacturing increases, and industrial sector will have growth and economic development will be achieved. So this has finally brought us to that data has become the new currency of the world today. Next we shall see how the government policies must come up. So for economic development, the government will always plans for manufacturing sector, for industrial promotion, and for capital formation. So these are the steps that a government takes for economic development. For this, technology has to be added. So to involve technology in these industrial things must be the major thing that governments must come forward today. So industrial policies for developing this industrial promotion and all, they must all be based on technology involvement. For example, we have some drawbacks where technology is not involved. So these drawback examples are the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology that looks after technology things and electronic things in India. So this particular ministry does not cover automobiles. As we have seen in the example that automobiles need a lot of technology for making their components and even electric vehicles and all. but they all fall under manufacturing sector and other departments, but Ministry of Electronics and IT is not involving them. So there must not be this kind of thing. The ministry must also involve other things like automobiles also for their growth in technology. So this must be a drawback which involves all ministries coming into cooperating with each other. The next thing is drones. We know we are using drones in agriculture these days for spraying pesticides and various other things, but they must not just be confined to this particular department, but there must be interdepartmental synergy or cooperation between various departments. So this department of electronics and technology must also look after these drones that they use in agriculture, so that agriculture will also be technologized. So this has to be the framework or the policy making change that governments must adopt. And infrastructure must be coupled with information technology by the governments. So infrastructure is a hardware thing and in IT is a software thing. So there has to be a good synergesis between software and hardware, wherein infrastructure is given an equal importance with information technology in the fields of education, technical centers or skilling centers where skill training is done, and in laboratories, testing centers. In all these, that government must not only concentrate on building infrastructure but also incorporating essential technology into these areas. And even cross-disciplinary innovation centers are there. They are depending on various disciplines like health or education or any other thing where innovation is needed, where research and development is needed. There, the infrastructure is not just sufficient, but full-fledged technology must be placed by the government. So government must buy technology also. And clusters of company, that is an ecosystem, must be built by the government. That is, in a selected area, in a small area, the industrial township must come up. That is, certain industries must be built, certain companies must be built by the government. So these companies must have good infrastructure, and closer to them there has to be certain other companies that are software based, so that this hardware and software synergies can cater to good economic development. So there has to be infrastructure along with information technology in a small ecosystem. So these have to be come up to be planned by the governments to have a good policy or to have a good economic development. And finally, departmentalization of policies must not be done. So if a particular policy is made by the Department of Agriculture, it must not just be confined with this particular department only. Even the Department of Information Technology must help it in whatever way it can add technology to it, so that there has to be a cooperation between the ministries so that the technology increases. So departmentalization of policies must not be done. And economic development needs technology based framework. This has to be in mind whenever a policy is made. Finally, a policy clearing cell must come up. A policy clearing cell is one in which all the policies made by various departments or various state governments or by the center, they all must come into this policy clearance cell, where this cell will see the pros and cons of the policy, and the implementation is done from a single entry. So single entry cell where implementation is done from is a policy clearing cell. So in this policy clearing cell, this cell must also incorporate technology to the policies. So this is one way forward. Finally, if technology is increased or is incorporated in whatever the government does or whatever policy a government comes up with, that will attract investment. So this is the major thing that any country wants. So investments will finally aid in economic development as a whole of that country. So this is how we can analyze about technology involvement into the policies of government and in industry and all. So this is the basic frame of the topic, and thank you.